on Colonial Sports Center. RMU football might have had a rough season thus far, but hear from Nathan Reisinger about one area that is shining the brightest this season. The international pipeline is alive and well for the men's soccer team. And Cam Wickline is in the kitchen, serving up an RMU Athletics Thanksgiving dish. The turkey is stuffed, the potatoes are mashed, and the pie is in the oven. And it's time for another episode of CSC.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Colonial Sports Center. I am Kevin Plancha and joining me this evening is Cameron Macariola. Cam, we've got a bunch of Colonial sports to talk about this evening.
So much going on this last week. A lot of teams starting with W's, and we're going to take a look and see if the Colonials could take some of them W's from them.
That's right. We got some men's basketball, some women's basketball, football, volleyball, and I smell a little something cooking in the kitchen from Cam Wickline, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But first, it was the men's basketball team taking on West Virginia Wesleyan, coming off of their dominant win over Pitt Greensburg, which included a 20-point performance from Enoch Cheeks. The men's team looked to have that explosive offense once again as they took on the Bobcats. Let's see some highlights. We will pick things up in the first half at the Events Center. Colonials were up big early and often. You see it's already 33-8. Josh Corbin, the transfer from Winthrop, top of the key, he drains a three, 36-8. Cam, the Colonials were up early and often.
They were lethal from the three-point arc. Josh Corbin, deep three right here, 6 for 10 on the night.
And he lets him know, putting his hands to his eyes. A little later, 48-17, Enoch Cheeks with a three, assisted by Michael Green III. He drains it. He throws his hands in the air. It was honestly, Cam, a three-point clinic for the Colonials, as here we see another Enoch Cheeks three with another assist from Michael Green III. Cheeks led RMU with 21 points.
5 for 6 beyond the arc.
Colonials were dominant from three, finishing 17 of 26, over 65%. Stephon Walker drives the lane and throws it down to start the second half. The Colonials were just never in danger after that hot start. We see that again.
Yeah, leaving the Event Center rattling.
Later in the waning minutes, Jackson Last gets the ball, drives the lane, tries to put up a layup, but Khalil Spear cleans it up with the put-back dunk.
Rim rockers on this team. Great performance by the Colonials.
They win in dominant fashion, 111-56. Guard Josh Corbin spoke to CSN after the game.
I think we just got to do what we do. Our formula, stick to what we do. We have confidence that the coaches are telling us the right things, whether it's a game like today or Ohio State or Dayton or anybody. Like, if we do what we do, we stick to our formula, then I feel like we can compete or beat any team in the country.
Well, RMU's women's basketball team also took the court to take on Division II Wheeling Cardinals. Let's see if the RMU Colonials could get that Wheeling feeling. We're going to start off in the first half as Mastraw runs down the court, dishes it off to Rebecca Duoma, hitting a three over Wheeling Shanlin Woods. Wheeling would come back and respond later on with a three of their own from Kenzie Dalton, but there wouldn't be much after that for the Wheeling Cardinals, as Alejandra Mastraw would hit a three of her own to put the Colonials up by double digits, and they were off to the races. In the second quarter, RMU up 33-16. Mackenzie Amelia hits a deep three to put the Colonials up by 30. In the second half, it was more of the same for the Colonials. Candela Rabadon Solis hits a three right here. And late in the quarter, Danny Volotich wanted to join the three-point party as well, and she hits her second career three-pointer to extend the lead to 33, but Wheeling wasn't just going to give up there, as Shamia Strayhorn goes waka flocka hard in the paint and makes the layup. And finally, you may say we're replaying this shot again, but nope, it's Volotich hitting another three, doubling her career total in one night as the Colonials steamroll the Cardinals 87-48. Coach B and Mackenzie Amelia spoke post-game.
We knew that they were going to come in with a lot of confidence, so I was proud of the team today that I had to, go over a few things very, very seriously with them, all the way up and through shoot-around. And the response was great, and the attitude was great coming in today. We were very focused.
I've definitely been struggling from the line, or from the three, but I just came into the game. I told myself I'm going to keep shooting the ball. I'm going to keep having my confidence. I'm not going to let it knock me down.
Moving back a couple of days, the women's basketball team was in action again as they took on the Division III Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. This came just a couple of days after their one-point win over George Mason. Let's see if the Colonials' offense could finally explode for a big number against Waynesburg. start in the first half. The Colonials were up early, 7-2 lead. Alejandra Mastro has the ball at the top of the key. She starts to drive, gets a screen, and she goes all the way. Colonials up 9-2 early, nearing the end of the first quarter. Mackenzie Amalia with a nice dish inside to freshman forward Paris Kirk for the easy layup. Kirk would finish with a career-high 19 points. Moments later, Alejandra Mastral again shoots a three and drains it. The Colonials were up big, and it would just continue to grow from there. Second quarter now, Anika Dansby finds Avery Robinson for a nice layup. Robinson finished with 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Nearing halftime, highlight reel play here. Mackenzie Amalia up court to Alex Mastral, who finds a cutting Paris Kirk for the score. Just excellent ball movement by the Colonials there. We move to the second half. Rebecca Duomo with the ball, top of the key, drives the lane, Euro step, hello, for the easy layup. Fourth quarter, a little later in the third quarter, Waynesburg pass is stolen by Luella Alana. It gives her the easy layup. Colonials up 70-21. Now it's the fourth quarter, and Natalie Johnson, she drives, she finds a cutting Danielle Vuletic for the score. Colonials score nearly 100, led by Kirk's 19, and they win easily over the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets.
Well, when we come back after this quick break, we're going to be breaking down some football, some volleyball, and Cam's food smells good, and you just gotta wait and see it. Stay tuned here on Colonial Sports Center.
Thirty. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. That's CHC women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something that can count on to be free.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Let's hop right into it and see how RMU football did as they traveled to Kentucky to take on Murray State Racers. Let's see if they could find their first win of the season. RMU came up just short, 27-29 this final score. Yet again, the Colonials offense struggles with only 92 yards through the air and 74 yards on the ground. The Colonials went into the fourth quarter with a 2-point lead, leading 9-7, and gave up 20 unanswered points in just the final 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah, just another poor offensive showing by the Colonials. Just one more chance for the Colonials to not go winless against Bryant this weekend. But in a season full of mainly downs for the RMU football team, there was one area where the team shined, and that was in the secondary and the passing defense. Nate Breisinger breaks down what has allowed them to be so successful amidst the turmoil and the losing season.
While the Robert Morris football team has yet to win a game and the team ranks near the bottom in multiple categories, one area of the team that has been the bright spot has been its pass defense. The Colonials sit second in the Big South and 28th in the FCS in terms of pass defense. Graduate senior defensive back Gregory Young II spoke on what has attributed to the success.
Yeah, so we got young guys that are capable to make plays, obviously. Trust in everybody to make plays. We're 28 in conference with FCS and passing, so that shows you that it doesn't matter who comes in there. Everybody can come in there and make plays.
The defense has also recorded 8 interceptions on the season. Redshirt senior Cindy Audiger has collected 2 interceptions himself, while also forcing and recovering 2 fumbles. Audiger emphasized what the defense has done to make those plays.
Just always challenging ourselves, always challenge the person against us. Just make sure we're always challenging ourselves and just try to win every rep we can.
As the entire unit works together, Audiger also noted the importance of communication.
I would say just trying to build on communication, just communicate with each other always, just make sure we're fundamentally sound, really.
And then with one game left, the defense will look to sustain the success that they've had all season long.
Definitely a goal is to finish in the top 20. It's definitely an achievable goal. That's been the goal since day one. That never deterred us from our process, so we definitely want to finish top 20 pass defense at FCS.
The Colonials will have one more chance to maintain that strong passing defense when the best Big South passing offense and the Bryant Bulldogs come to campus on Saturday. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Nate, for taking a look into the RMU football secondary. Well, let's move on to some RMU volleyball and see how they wrapped up their 2022 season versus the Wright State Raiders. Wright State comes into this game undefeated in conference play, and we start off with Abby Ryan getting a cheeky little touch over, almost saved by the Wright State defender, but hits the ground right before. And later on, we get this spike coming in, but sent back down in the Colonials' end. And on set point, Caitlin Brown sends it too much oomph on it and sends it over. Wright State takes the first set, 25-22. Second set, we hop in here. We have Aaliyah Byers with an emphatic block over the Colonials. Emma Brown would get a block of her own to make it 22-12. And to set point, once again, Aaliyah Byers once again. Set down. Third set and final set. This is why Wright State is undefeated with perfect play, as you see this perfect bump set spike play right here. Paige Gross gets a point back for the Colonials, but it would be too little, too late, as Elena Dubeck ends the ball game just out of the reach of Allie Chrisman.
Just a day later on Saturday, the RMU volleyball team would honor their seniors because it was senior day. The team, in their final game of the regular season, would take on the Northern Kentucky Norse, riding a 4-game losing streak coming into this one. Would the Colonials go out on a positive note? Let's find out with some highlights. We began in the first set, tied at 8. A nice rally going here. Madison Tracy sets it up to Anna Brinkman. Right now, who gets the kill to give NKU the set lead. Later in the set, 14-10. Gets set up to Alyssa Hudak, but it's blocked by both Riley Briggs and Sky Smith. Game point for NKU in this set, and just an error gives NKU the set lead 1-0. Second set up by Caitlin Brown to Alyssa Hudak, just sneaks it by the defender for the RMU point. Later, a big point here nearing the end of the set. It's set up for Allie Chrisman, but it's blocked by Abby Kanakri and Sequoia Hunt. Set point here for NKU. Tracy Madison for Abby Kanakri. It's tipped by RMU, but it was not to be. NKU up 2-0. Third set, 20-13 NKU. An ace from Katie Yopko, the second of 3 straight aces to allow NKU to pull away in this set. Match point now, and Riley Briggs with a missile right past RMU. Game, set, match. The Colonials get swept on senior day and finish the season with a 5-game losing streak.
Well, that was the end to the RMU volleyball 2020 season, but when we come back, dinner is almost here, and we'll also take a look at RMU's international soccer pipelines. Stay tuned on CSC.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. This past season, the RMU men's soccer team had a huge international presence, which helped them get to the Horizon League tournament. While you may have seen them play, you might not know exactly who these players are. We get a little bit of a preview of these guys and their personalities from Sam Dutch in this preview of the international pipeline of the RMU men's soccer team.
I'm Charlie Lawrence. I'm from England.
My name is Noé Bijou. I'm from France.
My name is Hugo. I'm from France as well.
My name is Anas Hadran. I'm from Morocco.
My name is Friedrich. I'm from Germany.
My name is Owen. I'm from Winnipeg, Canada.
My name is Brian Akonga. I'm from London, England.
My name is William Doji. I'm from Ghana.
My name is Victor Koa from South London, England.
I'm Alex. I'm from France.
I'm Kelvin from Toronto, Canada. I came to RMU just like everyone else to pursue soccer and get an education at the same time, but I also came to get away from home. I kind of just wanted to experience a new adventure, start something different away from home, and kind of gain independence on my own.
Really just a new experience. I was playing like semi-professionally in England. I was playing part-time, so really just coming in and playing full-time.
We hear this like more like development, and I know there's a whole lot of facilities here that can help you. So I'm like, you go to the gym, you work out, you get good food, it's so hard back home to get stuff like that. So I feel like there's some more opportunities and there's some more like infrastructures here that can help you get to where you want to get to.
For me, there's never been anything else. Like, since I'm like, I can think, I've been playing soccer. So like, there's never been another option. They're like really an inspiration. It was like, when I'm on the soccer field, I feel I forget everything around me, what's happened before, what will happen in the future, which I think has like a very meditative kind of thing. It makes me just happy to play, which I think is my main inspiration to keep doing it, because it just makes me happy.
Soccer's kind of the only sport that any kid plays, and to kind of continue it here, somewhere where we can, you know, do more than one thing and just really develop our soccer skills, because we love it so much. Like, it's just a really good opportunity for us to try and pursue that.
We have to ask what your favorite American food is.
Well, there's a lot of good American food, especially in the calf.
Mike and Ike's, yeah, I eat it a lot. I need to lay off, and also the breadsticks in the calf.
Nothing. I say
Breadsticks?
Not just.
Like
nah. I think it's pizza.
What would you summarize all of you together as?
Family. Yeah, family. I would say it's more than family to me. They mean a lot to me. They mean really a lot to me.
That's cute. That's deep.
Well, it's the time you've all been waiting for. Let's all gather around the table and see what our host, Cam Wickline, has prepared for us. Cam, show us what you prepared on the dinner table.
Hello and welcome to Cam's Colonial Kitchen. I am Cam Wickline, and as you can tell by my gorgeous hat, I am the chef for tonight's feast. In honor of the Thanksgiving season being upon us, I am here today to put together a dinner made out of Robert Morris fall sports teams. Starting off our feast has got to be the turkey. It's the trademark dish on Thanksgiving, and because of that, the turkey for our Colonial Sports meal has got to be men's soccer. They had the best fall season out of all fall sports, finishing 5th in the Horizon League and earning a berth in the Horizon League tournament, where they would eventually lose to Oakland in a shootout. A large key to the team's success was being led by a dynamic duo of goalie Friedrich Petrelli and forward Chase Gilly. Petrelli, the young stud out of Hamburg, Germany, which I would be remiss if I didn't mention is the birthplace of the hamburger, manned the goal all season for the Colonials and did a stellar job, allowing just 1.19 goals against on average. On the offensive side, Chase Gilly led the team in both goals and points. Not to mention Kelvin Ramirez and Brian Akonga earned second-team All-Horizon League honors, and freshman Victor Koa was placed on the All-Horizon League freshman team. Now don't get me wrong, turkey is the center point of any good Thanksgiving celebration, but any good feast has to have some delicious mashed potatoes. Because of that, for our meal, mashed potatoes is going to be Women's soccer. Despite not making the Horizon League tournament, the team had an overall very positive season in head coach Chris Shaw's third season at the helm of the program. The Colonials recorded their third most wins under Coach Shaw so far and broke the record for the best start in program history when they exploded out of the gates to the tune of a 5-0-2 record. The Colonials had two big stories this season, Haley Finale and the freshman. Finale was stellar all year, leading the team in goals and points. Her numbers slowed down a bit as the year went on, but don't get confused. She was stellar all year and eventually opposing coaches' game plan specifically to stop her. Outside of Finale, the Colonials got a lot of help out of their freshmen, with 4 of the top 7 scorers being freshmen. The best of the bunch might have been Malia Kearns, who tied for third in points scored on the team. Because of that, she was rewarded with an All-Horizon League freshman team. Here's where things start to change a little bit. Every Thanksgiving plate needs some vegetables, but I'll be the one to say it. Vegetables don't taste very good. As my mom always told me, you have to eat them to grow big and strong one day. And that is why vegetables are going to have to be the volleyball team. While they might have struggled all season, this is a team with a bright future that is going to grow up to be big and strong one day. They have 8 underclassmen to just 5 upperclassmen. On top of that, Coach Danny Doty is in his first season as head coach of the program. They are a young team with a new coach. Obviously, they're going to have some growing pains. This might not have been the season that the team wanted, but I would be willing to bet that better times are ahead for this team. Now, it is time for the negatives of Thanksgiving. Everyone has that one family member who just really can't cook. So every year you tell them to just bring the canned cranberries. While some people may not like them, based on results of a super scientific poll that I did, they are the worst food that is a part of Thanksgiving. As much as I hate to do it, the football team is going to have to be the canned cranberries of our dish. To put it nicely, not much has gone right for the football team this year. In all honesty, their season has been over for a while. They started 0-10 and have scored more than 10 points in just half of their games. They have had a revolving door at quarterback due to both injuries and poor play. The defense is statistically one of the worst in the country. The best thing this team can do is reevaluate themselves in the offseason and hope to change things around next year. Well, there you have it. Here's my Colonial Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm Cam Wickline. Now back to the guys.
Cam, thank you so much for showing us your 5-star Colonial Thanksgiving dinner. Now, when we come back, it's time for the moment that everyone has been waiting for. It's Top 5 Plays, and me and Cam will give you our games to watch for the week in Colonial Sports. Stay tuned right here on CSC.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Cam, the fans watching at home, it's time for the best part of the show. It's time for the top 5 plays in Colonial Athletics from this past week. Let's get right into it. Starting with number 5, we're going to the hardwood for some volleyball. RMU versus Wright State. We've got a long rally going here between Wright State and RMU. But the spike by Callie Martin is denied by Allie Chrisman and Tatum Otolsky. We'll see that again. Just absolute denial by the Colonials.
Well, let's jump into number 4. Same place, different style of court. Danny Vuletic grabs the board, passes it off. She thinks she's a QB, throws it overhand, over to Mastrol, bounce past to Paris Kirk, in for the layup.
Absolutely fantastic ball movement from that game by the Colonials. Number 3, women's basketball again versus Waynesburg. Waynesburg with the ball at the top of the key. Pass is stolen by Phoenix Gideon, and she's going to go all the way for the easy layup. Phoenix Gideon has been one of the stars on this Colonials women's basketball team so far this season, and she is showing why. The little fake and
she has.
the layup.
Well, number 2, we have RMU just after they hit the century mark against West Virginia Wesleyan. Jackson Last runs around the arc, then drives the lane, but can't finish. But Khalil Spear was there, no fear, to lay down the law on West Virginia Wesleyan.
And moving on to the top play of the week, men's basketball. We saw this play earlier. Stephon Walker gets the ball, drives the lane, and jams it all the way down. That is your number 1 play of the week in Colonial Sports.
Well, those were all some great plays. Now, let's take a look at some not great plays on the basketball courts. Not by the players, though. Let's hop into the CSN Comic of the Week.
CSC Comic of the Week, it's back. And here we see Chick-fil-A shootout, I believe.
Yes,
Cam?
sir.
Between.
On the left, we got Michael Deemer. On the right, we got Rob Lawfer. Michael is a part of our organization. Rob is my roommate.
They're both trying to make a layup, a foul shot, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot to get free Chick-fil-A for a year. The problem is, I don't think either of them are going to make three-pointer.
I'm gonna go here and make fun of my roommate. He works for the men's basketball team, and he spends most of his day on the court. How is he missing these shots?
I'm not
Come
sure
on,
what
Rob.
Michael's doing. The two-handed push, he's hitting the rim a couple times, but to no avail. Those guys go home practically empty.
Man, that was a rough scene there.
We've talked so much about past Colonial sports, but Cam, we got to talk about the future, this next week upcoming. What is your game to watch for this upcoming week in Colonial sports?
My game to watch is RMU football as they play their final game against Bryant. Bryant is coming off of a one-possession loss to number 5 Holy Cross, so this is going to be a very tough competition. Their QB, Zevi Eckes, has been amazing this year, and this is going to be a challenge for our player to watch, Sidney Artiger. Hopefully his defense and his leadership can stop the Bryant pass game and make the Colonials not the worst team ever in history, as there's only been one other one-loss team or one-win team, and that was in 2014.
Yeah, definitely a good game to watch there. Obviously, it's a rivalry, old NEC foes. We'll see if that kind of sparks some of the offense, some of the quick start from the Colonials.
They meet again in the Big South.
Yes, absolutely. My game to watch is on the basketball court. RMU men's basketball as they travel to Dayton on Saturday, November 19th at 1 p.m. This is the first all-time meeting between the two teams. The Flyers were ranked, but they got upset by UNLV on the road on Tuesday. My player to watch is Enoch Cheeks for RMU. He's averaging over 19 points per game, 2 steals a game, and he's taking a massive step up so far in the first few games of his junior year. For Dayton, Kobe Elvis, redshirt sophomore guard. He's averaging 12 points per game, nearly 5 rebounds per game. He's scored in double digits in each of the Flyers' first 3 games. The Colonials didn't do so well against Ohio State, but they look to get back on the winning track after those 2 crushing wins over lesser opponents. Take on a pretty tough opponent in the Dayton Flyers, who, like I said, were ranked coming into that matchup against UNLV, but they were upset. I'm a really big fan of your game to watch, though, Cam.
I feel like for the basketball team, if they can continue the 3-ball with Josh Corbin, Enoch Cheeks, they can be lethal this season.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier in the show against West Virginia Wesleyan, the team shot 17 for 26 from 3. Now, I know it was a lesser opponent, but still, you got to get the shots to fall no matter what. That was over 65% from 3. I'm not sure when the last time the Colonials shot that good from 3, but you had Josh Corbin, you had Enoch Cheeks going 5 for 6 from 3. Khalil Spear's been a little quiet in his first couple games, but I'm definitely waiting for him to explode and have a big game. And if you put all that together and wrap it up in a nice little bow, I think the Colonials actually could upset the Dayton Flyers on the road.
Yeah, I want to jump back to the football game. This is their last chance to not be the worst team in RMU history. Nobody wants to see that. So we're at home one final time. Send the message. Play for pride out there.
Absolutely. There's definitely some added motivation to keep the Colonials from being winless. That's going to do it on Colonial Sports Center. For Camp Macariola, everyone upstairs and downstairs.